Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, those without a self-defined place and an unenlightened primate gender identity scale, and my co-host. I'm Xavier Storditz, bringing with me Beacon Space tonight. How about you, Cal?
Hello everyone, I am co-host Lupus Calbrecht, and I am a cosmic child unbounded by the strictures of your reality.
We pay your therapist way too much.
I stopped going, we split the checks. Following on from that breaking story, reclaimed protein magnate and Cook political activist Grenf Borgo has finalized their tender offer to purchase Cosmic, the recently rebranded parent company of social media platform FaceSpace, with the proposed offer of 16.7 schleems per share being accepted by the company. Negotiations for the publicly held shares of Cosmic will begin next week.
In more finance news, the recently trialed blockchain MMO Tales of the Nether Place has been panned as Tales of the Never Played by fans as the underlying technology proves unable to sustain promised features such as sound, graphics, and gameplay. Despite this, the developers Snowstorm Lazyblind have released a statement that they will provide no refunds at this time. They also include a link to purchase the premium Double Stuff Founders Pack game of the next year's edition at a 15% discount if you play in Schleems.
I can't wait for my digital shepherd to go to the moon. I just have to collect 7 more power stones and then farm another 20 orchard points, and then I can convert
Moving on
those
to our next story.
Yeah. In our final top story for the month, the winner of mask-wearing singing contest, The Headpiece, was revealed to be none other than the breathtaking,
I'm
wonderful.
sorry, I'm going to cut you off there, Lupus. Could you check your inbox? We'll be reporting on none of what we just announced. Apologies, everyone, due to a last-minute and total rewrite of the show.
It was some D-list aspiring for a shred of relevance anyway. Please do continue.
We'll be right back with Beacon Space tonight after a word from our sponsor.
Are you looking for that perfect island getaway? The destination vacation of your dreams? Then Telas is the place for you. Visit the floating cities of Telas, modern marvels of nature and engineering from the great minds of Cardicook and Helicitis, built on the backs of gentle jellyfish giants. Experience the wonders of life like never before as the tropical paradise comes alive to serve you. A city of living green traveling over blue horizons where you don't become one with nature, but nature becomes one with you. From riding on the backs of whales and dragonflies to lounging on gentle lily pads and inside of fragrant flowers, or a million other things in between, there is always something for you on Telas. Telas, a world made for you.
Telas certainly is a world made for you. We'd like to thank the Children of the Vein for their wonderfully new advertisement celebrating the completion of a terraforming project that we'll be sure to talk about later in this broadcast. Welcome everyone, I'm Xavier Storditz, or you may also know me as Lich98 on the Discord channel for Unrestricted Lorefare, and this is our once a month-ish, kind of, sort of, depending on how time works, lore stream that I run with my co-host here, Lupus.
Hi, Lupus Calbrecht. I am co-host of Beacon Space tonight and GM for the Beacon Space RPG Free Agents. I'm looking forward to sharing with you the exciting news of this month.
Yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed our cold open, and if you don't know what's going on here, I'll give you a brief rundown. So Beacon Space is our sci-fi setting set into the far future in a sector that is far away from the area of space we call Earth and the surrounding areas. There's its own planet of Telas, which is the center of this Beacon Space sector, where a pulse of energy has attracted many of different species to come explore its areas. After a few cosmic calamities, transportation's left a little less than ideal, but that's alright. Our factions have been re-exploring and re-establishing their dominance over the sector space and have just completed, after 18 turns, or maybe 19, they've just completed terraforming the central planet that we'll be celebrating today.
It
Any
is a
additional
fantastic achievement. It is a fantastic achievement. It's great to see going from the barren rock that Telas once was and dealing with various crises along the way. It's great to see where we are now.
Absolutely, and we will be concluding with some other details and statements from our factions on that topic. But first, we have to get started with our very consistent report from the Children of the Vein, bringing us another news report, this one entitled The Crimson Celebration. Are you interested in seeing what your oft-fabled reporters have to say this month, Calbrecht?
They are superb reporters. I only fear what they may report about my current medical situation, which I will preemptively say is unconfirmed.
Allegedly is always the best type of reporting. With that, let's have to see what their reporters have got for us this month.
This report has been made possible by the New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you. Visit your local branch for a consultation.
Hello, Beacon Space. This is Chaz Gusto Prime here, back and better than ever, here with the latest from around the sector. In the news this cycle, Telas celebrates Reformation Day, TTGI's next project, and a chilling report on a recent series of grisly killings. The Telas Governing Office announced the recognition of a new annual holiday this cycle, with Reformation Day. Celebrating the successful completion of the Telas Terraforming project, festivities are currently ongoing as community-oriented celebrations are to be held all week leading up to Reformation Day. A wide range of outdoor festivities and communal activities have been observed all over Telas as visitors and locals alike liven up with wondrous seagoing jellyfish cities. With food, games, music, fireworks, and more. What's not to love? Even the celebrity media mogul Howling Star has gotten in on the facilities, telling reporters that she's, quote, planned the blowout of the century, end quote, on her own private jellyfish city, with celebrities and entertainers from around the sector in attendance. I wasn't invited, but I did do second place at my neighborhood block party's bug snacks competition with my secret recipe for dragonfly hummus. I'll be aiming for first place next year, let me tell you. For our next story, reports from several sources close to the organization have suggested that the TTGI headquarters has been abuzz with activity following the wake of the completion of the Terraforming project. At least one source has confirmed friction among TTGI leadership regarding a large surplus of unused terraforming equipment and materials with a short shelf life. Could the TTGI be planning a new terraforming initiative so soon after the conclusion of the Telas project, or is there something else on the horizon? BBTV's best reporters are on the case. And for our last story, listeners, a dangerous serial killer on the loose. The Telas Security Authority has issued a standing curfew mandate for Cuddle City earlier today, urging all residents and visitors to remain indoors during nighttime hours, and travelers to and from the Jellyfish City are being searched. The killer, known as the Bleeder, has thus far been responsible for a series of 12 seemingly random attacks, murdering the victims with a high concentration of magical radiation. Witness statements have thus far described the killer as having a shocking resemblance to BBTV anchor L. Calbrecht, describing the Calbrecht doppelganger as using, quote, riffs to reportedly vaporize the killer's targets. However, we here at the studio would like to assure viewers that Calbrecht has been resting at the time of this murder spree in his office/studio apartment while recovering from his foot enhancement surgery, courtesy of the New Eden Gene Bank, leaving him so debilitated that he couldn't attend Howling Star's celebrity blowout party, which he was invited to, and not me. A likely alibi. BBTV would like to remind our viewers to stay safe and to please report any useful information or suspicious activity or persons to the Telas Security Authority. And that concludes our sector report for this cycle. After a brief respite, things in this sector have started to heat up. tune in next time to find out why. This has been Chaz Gusto Prime, blipping out.
Prime reporting, as always, from Chaz Gusto Prime. What do you have to say this month, Calbrick? Did your surgery go well?
I can neither confirm nor deny any surgery. However, I would like to thank our greatest sponsor, the New Eden Gene Bank, and also report on my improved vertical leap.
Of course, you should always be a better you.
Indeed. And next up, speaking of unbiased political reporting, the dangerous criminal syndicate, otherwise known as the completely innocent and benign Ogomala Syndicate, has a presentation for us.
So let's take a look at their internal memorandum that has been recovered by some reporters of ours. We'll leave our sources unnamed. This memorandum is issued to the members and affiliated patrons of the Ogomala Syndicate, and it's from the assembled leaders of the Ogomala Syndicate on the subject of the edge of a new era. Project NZT's reach continues to grow, with the citizens of Planet L currently working with Ogomalan representatives to determine Ogomala's contributions towards the planet's future projects. With any luck, soon its people will have access to the same benefits that have already been seen by the neighboring world of Calypso. Further south in the sector, our fleets at last caught sight of the elusive white whale. While initial efforts were successful in injuring the creature, intervention by a group of Fai ships in the vicinity shifted the conflict away from the creature, giving it time to regroup and retaliate. It certainly seems that the whale is proving to be a worthy quarrel for our falcons. Perhaps the most pervasive news recently has been the completion of the TTGI terraforming efforts. With that project's completion, and the fleets in the midst of a great hunt of the sort spoken about in legends, it seems like the sector finds itself on the edge of a new era. Let us look to the future, eager to make the most of whatever opportunities come about in the coming months. If you would like to suggest any locations for future Ogomalan efforts across the sector, or inquire about future details of any topics mentioned here, please contact your local syndicate representative. Once again, that was an internal memorandum that our sources have acquired from within the Ogomala Syndicate.
If they didn't want it to be acquired, they should have kept it more secure.
That's what I'm always saying, security is a very important thing when talking about documents.
Simply the best way is to be completely open, such as the Reach Rangi agreement that is between the Assembled Commonwealth and Tahara Phi. Speaking of Tahara Phi, we have an update on their serialized situation far at the edges of the sector. Of course, this adventure is already completed, but we only are receiving it in short bursts from the relays as we are able to descramble them. So, further reporting on our serialized adventures of the explorers out in the darkness. For a moment, the station is still. Quiet. Too quiet. Suddenly, security systems come to life. One assumes the name, Project Ithas. Activity monitor lights flash into hyperactive rhythms. Al-Haj and Newberg buckle under an unseen force. The two lenses clutch at their ears in an attempt to block out a screeching noise unheard by the rest of the crew. Back at the hangar bay, the remaining crew members guarding the ship come under attack as a new wave of defenders strike their position. Likewise, the security rooms, a firefight breaks out. The assailants appear to be emerging from unexplored wings of the station. The ensuing conflict halts forward exploration, but the advanced team holds onto their fortified positions as the security systems charge them. As the fighting subsides, Newberg reflects. The bleed has a strange influence here. Passing by a defeated, organic-looking station defender, Newberg recoils, shuddering at the sight of it. Al-Haji reaches out and steadies the other lens and alerts the rest of the crew. The bleed appears to affect these defenders in a way we've not seen before in this sector. We need to be cautious going forward as we study this place. The transmission ends.
Interesting. Very interesting. It'll be a compelling story to hear the remainder of this adventure. Hopefully it ends in success for the crew. How have you been enjoying these serialized reports, Calbrick?
It has become my daily task to filter through the various scraps and the little blurts of noise that we can make out across the cosmic background radiation, and piecing it together to give it to you each month in Beacon Broadcast Tonight has become one of my joys as the last puzzle pieces slot into place. I'm eager to find out what happens next.
There can't be too many more installments remaining in this serialized form. The station explorers do seem to have many things quite under control. With that,
Speaking of having things under control, we have an interesting political announcement from two of the powers in the sector, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. We have a new announcement about the Moss United Defense Pact. This is between the Children of the Vein and the Larkspur Combine, more specifically with those of the Republic of Moss. I'll read out the agreement for you here. To the people of the Beacon and our siblings under God, it is with great honor that we, the Children of the Vein, declare the formation of a glorious new union of strength with the noble peoples of the Republic of Moss. We stand in solidarity as comrades in arms in the defense of hallowed Moss against all that would dare strike against us, and we, humble children, hereby pledge to defend the interest of the Republic within the core worlds in the name of unity. By our might, we dutifully bear this burden of progress. An interesting geopolitical development happening in our sector with regards to these two important factions. It's interesting to see such an agreement make broad strokes generalizations.
Of course, we here at BBTV support the ongoing collaboration of the important and powerful governments of the space in which we live. It is for peace and security.
Absolutely, and of course, BBTV is completely neutral in all things having to regard with these factions. We merely report the news.
Entirely neutral.
And with that, a polite reminder to please visit several of our sponsors' locations regarding the New Eden Gene Bakes gene modification therapies. Be a better you.
I have anecdotal evidence from a friend who can tell you that if you have a mild issue with your foot, they can in fact fix it and make your foot genetically perfect. But you didn't hear that from me.
Of course not. We've only heard it from a friend. And with that, we have our final big news story for today. That, of course, is the thing we teased at the onset regarding the completion of all terraforming efforts on Telas. While some work still remains to clean up different terraforming machines, large-scale efforts to change the actual atmosphere and/or biosphere of the planet have been completing, and hopefully that means the overpopulation of the TDGI station can begin to resolve itself as habitation on-world becomes readily available again.
That's right, it is a momentous day, and I'm glad to see citizens enjoying the world of Telas once again. The inclusion of floating cities on the backs of jellyfish, a collaboration effort with the Concord of the Mutual Disdain, really shows how quickly people can be integrated into our collective spacefaring civilization.
It was not too long ago where visiting the Concord was only for the strong of heart.
Indeed, indeed. They have become much more open, and it is to the benefit of us all.
Absolutely, and these jellyfish cities really are magnificent, but we do have a live report coming in from Trey Gren, one of the reporters that assists us from the Children of the Vein, who's down on World covering the different celebrations and festivities that are currently active. Let's cut on down to the planet and listen in to Administrator Cardinal's comments. Trey Gren, are you there?
Hello, Beacon Space. This is Trey Grin reporting to you live from Telas for a BBTV special report. As Administrator Cardinal Olive Blanche, Governor of Telas and Logos of the Vermilion Willow Vein, addresses the sector. Among those present at this event are representatives of the TTGI, several senior Vein officials, delegates, and visitors from numerous worlds across Beacon Space, as well as a large crowd of Telos citizens and new migrants. It looks like Blanche is taking the stage now. Let's listen in.
Friends, fellows, people of Telas and the sector beyond. Today we come together to celebrate the joyous conclusion of the great work of Telas. We thank the many noble souls that joined minds with the TTGI across the sector and boldly toiled to bring this dream of a world for all into reality. Though I am but a humble servant of the people of Telas and the children of the Vein, I speak with confidence as a Telas-born citizen when I say that our people are united in honouring and recognising the heroes of the Ascent, the Larkspur Combine, the Ogomala Syndicate, the Concord of Mutual Disdain, and the Tahora Fahi, that each committed their hearts to this brave endeavour. Your work will not be forgotten here. This holy journey was fraught with challenges, but together we overcame every obstacle and grew stronger in the face of adversity. A new day dawns on Telas, and its warmth shall be felt by all those who choose to walk with us into a brighter future. And to those that shy away from our light, it is time for you to come out of the cold dark. Take our hands and join us in the bright warmth of progress, lest you burn away with the shadows of ignorance against the burning brilliance of life's illumination.
And that concludes Administrator Cardinal Olive Blanche's sector address. Optimistic or ominous, who can say? This has been Trey Grin, live with BBTV, signing off. And now, back to you at the studio.
Yes, thank you there, Trey, and of course, wonderful words from Blanche.
Thank you, Trey, and glad to see that you got to the on-location shoot this time. Great to see more on-the-spot reporting. We have a few statements from various factions that our reporters have gathered, and we will read and play those messages to you now as appropriate.
Our first comment comes from the Ogomala Syndicate, and their comment reads as follows. After many months of work, the terraforming of Telas, overseen by the Telas Terror Group Initiative, has at last reached its completion. It was an ambitious project at its onset, but despite difficulties encountered over its duration, all involved persevered to bring it to its successful resolution. Telas is our sector's center, and to have so many work to improve it is a testament to what this sector's people can accomplish. The Ogomala Syndicate looks forward to seeing what it is to come for Telas, and how its current guardians, the Children of the Vein, will work to share its newly found beauty with the sector at large. For though it is governed by one, Telas belongs to all of the factions of Beacon Space. And as a reminder, that is a statement from the Ogomala Syndicate.
And provided to us from the Concord of Mutual Disdain in Seaweed Cartography, we have the statement. As the terraforming project on Telas comes ever closer to completion, the Royals of the Concord, on behalf of all their citizens, give a congratulations to the community of Beacon Space for a job well done. May this be but one step in the path forward to a better future.
As always, I'd like to thank the Concord of Mutual Disdain for their comments. Up next, we have a comment from the Larkspur Combine, also, perhaps, the Republic of Moss. It is with great pride that our humble government and community has aided in the completion of the Telas terraforming project. We hope that TTGI can continue to blaze a trail through the stars in a better form now that the objective has been complete, and we applaud the effort of the interstellar community in making space a brighter place. And up next, we have an audio segment provided to us from the Tahora Fai. Let's take a listen to that segment now.
The great project of Telas is nearing a new chapter, and a time of reflection is upon us all. An age of exploration and growth has set the eyes of the sector outward, but a shared goal has focused friends, rivals, and combatants alike to the center system. Miracles of science and cooperation are ever present on the new surface of the pristine world, but so too are the scars of strife. The neutrality of the Telas Terra Group initiative was challenged not long after its outset. Civilians and their businesses fell victim to a violent seizure of the planet. The humble laborers of the world on its station were ruthlessly cut down 14 months ago. They never had a chance to share the newfound prosperity of this changed world. The memorial to those lost shall, in perpetuity, cast a long shadow over the success of the TTGI and the symbol of the Telas project. The events some 14 months ago have echoed again out in the void. Like the military seizure of a neutral world, a senseless attack on a mighty Tahora has shaken the sector. Trust in our fellow members of the TTGI has dropped to an all-time low, and an era of vigilance is deemed necessary to avoid widespread strife. However, the mission has proven the feasibility of terraforming in our current age. Technologies and methods developed and implemented by the TTGI will see long-lasting effects across the sector. Out in the Kikorangi o Te Tahora Whai, the lessons of Telas and discoveries of newly explored systems have begun the improvement of the blasted atmosphere of Daine. The conclusion of the Telas project sets the stage for a new phase in the history of our sector. Let us all learn from both the successes and, more importantly, the mistakes of the TTGI. Fly sharp Taukea.
And we'd thank the Tahora Fai for their comments, be it as interesting as they may be. As a reminder, we here at the BBTV attempt to stay neutral in all reporting.
We are also accepting of all respectful and law-abiding cultures.
Absolutely.
Speaking of a respectful and law-abiding culture, we have a missive from the monarch of the assembled Commonwealth themselves. The official letter on superb lime stationery reads as follows. It is my privilege and honor to extend the assembled Commonwealth's heartfelt congratulations on the completion of the Telas project. This inspiring endeavor stands as a symbol of the power of technology and community to provide a better world, a place our descendants can not only survive, but prosper. It has been heartening to see the entire Beacon Space community gather together and contribute to the common good of the sector. My, meaning the eighth archetype of the first's greatest dream, is to one day see Idarast experience a similar rejuvenation, to right the wrongs of the past and create a brighter future for all. Though it was always my hope Telas would remain a world for everyone, I hope the current custodians understand the responsibility they hold. Care must be undertaken. When so much toil, so much hard work has been done to bring this world back to life, do not risk its longevity for short-term gains. Do not exploit its resources and dash what has been achieved into a pit of greed and recklessness. Nourish this gift and rise above those baser instincts. The work of the TTGI has been a bright spot in an all too often dark universe. It shall stand as one of the great works of Beacon Space. May all those who contributed be proud of what you have achieved. By contributing to the common good, you have raised us all. History will remember your commitment, your diligence, and your vision. The honor of this day is yours, and yours alone. Congratulations. Signed by Aetharch Tiber I.
We appreciate all commentary, including that from the assembled Commonwealth. With that, that concludes all of our faction commentary on the completion of the Terraforming project. And as always, it's been great fun to see everyone work together on this interesting event. There will be new events, or at least a new event that takes over its place for those of you interested as what will happen next. The same form of TTGI votes will not be returning at this exact moment in the current shape they are. They may reappear in a modified form, but it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward and what may just happen to show up in the sector.
Indeed, being teased as usual by the devious schemes of the mysterious management and TTGI, which seems to have reached a stable place. We'll see what happens to shake that up in the future of Beacon Space. Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. With that, that brings us to the end of this lore stream. We don't have our semi-regular segments of the lives in Beacon Space, nor specific updates for the lore jam or the free agents game. There are some sessions available for you to join if you're interested on the Discord in playing. You can reach out to any of the mod teams to join into the channels and join a game if you're interested in playing. But other than that, have a fantastic rest of your evening or rest of your day, as it may be, depending on the time zone. And I think that's been a fantastic lore stream.
Yeah.
Any last words from you, Kabrick?
Oh, absolutely. Watch this space for new Law Jam posts. It has fell by the wayside over the last couple of months, but it will be returning. And we do have upcoming free agents RPG sessions, as has been said. If you would like to play in this world that we have collectively created and make a character and play in some good dice rolling fun, you're more than welcome to join us. Thank you for listening. I am Lupus Calvert.
And I've been Xavier Stordas. You can join us next time, upcoming on May 7th at about 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Faction Turn 19, where we return to roll some dice and see what more trouble our factions get up to. Once again, I've been Lichmaster98. Thanks for joining us this evening, and we will catch you next time.